Welcome to the world of intelligent grip technology. This instruction CD presents the Millipede Millitie, a revolutionary new form of safe cable management. By following the guides and examples included, you will discover a whole new approach to cable management and protection. To begin your tour, please select an option from the menu on the left. Introduction, a general overview of the Millitie. The Millipede Millitie is a polyurethane tie strip. It is 300 mm long, 9 mm wide, and about 1 mm thick. To help with threading, the Millitie has a tongue at one end, and a small rectangular tab is located at the other. Millitie uses a unique patented design that is based around a repeated cell. 33 of these cells are spaced along the strip. Different effects are achieved by threading the tongue through different cells. Millitie is extremely soft and flexible. It stretches to help protect sensitive cables, and because it can thread through itself in many different ways, it is far more versatile than any other tie strip available. Whenever you need to cut a Millitie, it is best to cut through the spacing sections. To get the most from your strips, try to avoid cutting the functional cells. Basic fitting, how to fit and remove a Millitie. Single wrap, how to correctly fit a Millitie. Pass the Millitie around the target cables and insert the tongue through the rearmost cell. Pull the strip all the way through. Note that the Millitie stretches. This relieves the pressure on the cables. Waste-free fitting, how to use Millitie to reduce waste. After fitting the single wrap, cut off the excess Millitie. This forms a new strip. It can be used again and again. Remember to cut through the spacer sections, not through the cells. Removal, how to safely remove Millitie without risking your cables. To remove a Millitie, simply re-thread the tongue back through the same cell. It helps to fold over the end tab. Pull the strip all the way through to free the cables. Remove Millities may be used again later on. Quick release, how to set Millitie for rapid removal. Fit a single wrapped Millitie and re-thread through the same cell. Stretching the cell a little helps. Do not pull the strip all the way through. Leave the tie in place, but remove and reuse any excess strip. Later on, simply pull through the remaining strip. If you prefer, you can leave the whole tie in place without cutting it. Advanced fitting, additional uses and advanced features of the Millitie. Spiral wrap, how to bind a length of cable bundle. Fit a standard single wrap, but do not remove the remaining strip. Spiral around the cable until the end point is reached, then form a closing loop. Millities can be easily dressed. Attach Millities end to end to obtain greater lengths. Latching methods, different ways to fix Millitie. Double wrap, loop twice for extra strength. Thread the tongue through the end cell and pull tight. Now go around the bundle again. Fold over the end tab and thread the tongue through the same cell a second time. Pull tight to create a double thickness binding. Carefully remove any excess strip. Double latch, use 2 latching cells to resist vibration. Skip a cell and thread through the second from end. Pull tight as normal. Thread again using the skipped end cell and pull the strip all the way through. Once fitted, you can carefully remove any excess strip for reuse later on. Buckle latch, latch on the inside for a smoother tie. Half twist both ends of the tie and thread downwards through the end cell. Come back through the next cell and pull tight to complete the binding. Relax any pressure on the tie and remove any excess strip as normal. Lap multiple binding, using the same Millitie on several cable bundles. Multiple binding, Form several loops with just one tie. Fit a single wrap around the first bundle. Loop around the second bundle, but skip a few cells before threading. Repeat as required and remove any excess strip. Control the bundle spacing by skipping more or less cells. Multiple separate. If required, bundles can be split apart. Cut through the skipped cells to break a multiple binding. Note that the bundles do not come undone. Suspending. Secure and space your cables with milli-tie. First tie off around the anchor point, then secure the cable bundle. Remove any excess strip and repeat at intervals. You can change the distance from the anchor point by skipping less cells. Using this technique, cables can be secured some distance from the system. Extending. How to lengthen milli-ties for larger jobs. Extending method 1. A quick and simple way to lengthen milli-ties. Thread one tie through the last cell of another and pull a little way through. Feed back through the next cell along and trim as required. Extended strips can work just like normal ties. Extending method 2. A more secure approach. Cut the tongue off one milli-tie and thread the other through the first aperture. Pull the strip through and form a loop with a simple single wrap. Pull this loop nice and tight and then trim the remaining tab if desired. These strips can be pulled to half their original length to cater for larger applications. Examples, using the milli-tie in common installation scenarios. Cable baskets, using milli-tie's flexibility when working with baskets. Example 1. Simple cable basket fitting. Use milli-tie to install cables with waste-free single wraps. Each milli-tie can easily be used 3 or 4 times. Note how milli-tie twists, allowing both cables and baskets to be bound with a single strip. Example 2. Combining fitting techniques. A single wrap is fitted around the basket, but the end cell is skipped. This is used to multiply bind the cables. The tongue is then reinserted and the remaining strip is removed and reused. This creates a waste-free, quick-release tie that is especially useful for temporary cabling. Cable trays. Installing cables in steel trays using milli-ties. Example 1. Multiple binding protects cables. Cable trays can have sharp edges, so a multiple binding is used. This secures the cable bundle to the edge of the tray, but without the cables actually being pulled against the side. As usual with milli-tie, any unused portion of the strip can be removed and used again. Example 2. Protect service loops with spiral fitting. By joining several milli-ties together, an extended spiral can be formed. This can be used to keep long bundles together without having to tie off at regular intervals. Spiraled service loops are easy to secure to both trays and baskets, and the bend radius is better maintained because individual cables cannot be accidentally pulled against the ties. Patch panels. Use fewer ties when installing patch panels. Example 1. Pull milli-tie flat to quickly secure 6 cables. Milli-tie fits the lugs on most patch panels. One single wrap secures 6 cables and pulls them flat. As always, excess tie is removed and used again. Example 2. Weave milli-tie for fast cable strain relief. For individual strain relief, each cable can be secured by weaving milli-tie around it. Tie each cable in turn to its corresponding tie-off post. With this multiple binding technique, you can easily dress a whole 24-way patch panel with just 4 milli-ties. Vertical risers, using milli-tie to support vertical cabling. Starting with an extended length of milli-ties, heavy cabling on risers can be cross-laced to hold it in position. The ties are also crossed over on the back. This should be done at least twice, because the two crosses then work together to prevent slippage. Work from the bottom up and keep the opposite milli-tie spirals tight. Tie off the lacing at the top and tidy as required. Not only does this fitting method stop the cables from slipping, it also allows for future changes to the system. Additional cables can be readily added or removed if required.